Hey little artist, Birdie here, and I am joining you to paint your second project in your 4th of July box. This is the large canvas, and this month we are painting the American Eagle for 4th of July. So I have my water, my rags, my paint all ready to go, and I'm going to show you how I would paint it. But remember that your art is your own, and feel free to paint your eagle how you want to. So I'm going to start with the stripes on his hat. So I've got my smallest brush so that I can have lots of control in these little areas. We're just going to take our time. Go slow. If you go outside the lines, that's okay. Now my canvas is white, so I'm not going to worry about painting any parts that I want to stay white. So with the striped hats, or with this hat, I want it to be red and white stripes on the top. And so for the white stripes, we really don't need to paint those, do we? There we go. All right, so we're gonna give it a quick wash. We're gonna grab the blue, still using our small liner brush. I'm gonna work my way around these little stars here. At the bottom of this hat, and I'm also going to paint the brim of the hat. That's the round part at the bottom here. All right. Lots of just great concentration when we're painting around those little pieces, right? Okay, so typically the head of an eagle is white, so I'm going to leave that as is, and I'm going to go into this brown and paint the inner part of his eye. That's where his pupil and the color of his eye is. And then I'm going to take the brown and paint the wings and his body. And I'm using my small liner brush to work my way around the neck feathers here. And then I'm going to switch to the larger brush because this is a large area and it would take a long time to paint with this tiny brush. We're going to switch it up after I get past this neck area. Okay, so throw that in water for a second, and then I'm going to grab my larger brush. And we're going to quickly get this painted with the bigger brush. It's a lot easier to paint large surfaces, large areas with a bigger brush. Okay, so you'll notice that we've kind of lost the wing area. It all looks like just one brown piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my brush in some white. So I've got brown and white on my brush. And I'm going to just bring some highlights where his wing is on this side here. And see how having both colors gives me kind of a lighter brown? And that really makes it look like it's different. It's a different piece of the body. Okay, and then I'm also going to add a little white down here on his tail. And we'll add some back. We're going to go dark here. Now we're going to add a little white to this top piece of the wing over here. We see just a little bit of the wing there. Okay, we're going to let that dry. We'll see how it turns out. We might add a little bit more at the end to give it some more detail. But we've got to let it dry. It's kind of just all blending together now. Okay, we're going to let that dry. Wash your brush. I'm going to go grab the yellow and paint my stars yellow on this one. He's looking great. All right, let's paint his beak yellow as well. If you wanted to do an orange color for the beak, you could mix yellow and red together. But I'm just going to use yellow in this case. I think that looks really great with the yellow stars. And I'm also going to paint his feet yellow. The awesome thing about creating your own art is you get to decide how you want your piece to look. And if you want yellow or orange or a white beak, that is totally okay. That looks great. Okay, so one last thing before I move on back to the body, is I'm gonna add some kind of lines around my stars to make them look like they're shining. So anywhere where the star goes inside, I'm pulling a line outward, and it kind of adds that little, like it's shimmering and there's a little bling to it. or like their little fireworks in the sky behind him. Look how fun that is. Isn't that fun? Okay, let's go back to the body here. And I just want to add some more stuff to it. So I'm going to get my blow dryer out. It's still kind of wet, so we're going to blow dry his body so we can add more detail. There we go. All right, let's grab just the brown. And I'm going to come in with this super dark brown and just outline all of his wing. That really just brings that wing out, and then I'll outline his body here and his legs and his wing, or his tail. There we go. And then we're going to just come in and add some more dark to the body. And then we can add some quick little lines inside the wing, kind of indicating larger feathers, and then on his tail as well. There we go. Look at how much more detailed that looks just by adding some of that darker brown back in. Perfect. Okay, so then I'm gonna outline his head and neck with that dark brown as well, just to give it a little pop so it stands out from the background. There we go. And then let's just add some lines here, kind of where the feathers are coming down. We can outline his beak. And the hat. And his little feet. And then let's just say let's just put a ground back here so he's not just floating. We'll just add a line and some shadows under him. There we go. It's so much better when we just add a few brush strokes here and there, right? Okay, let's do a couple more things. I'm gonna grab my larger brush and just add some silver polka dots here and there, kind of around my stars. I really like the looks. I really like the idea of these being some fireworks going off in the sky. So having these little polka dots kind of add to that idea. There we go. And our large art is now done. Perfect time for the 4th of July. Don't forget that you have your large easel to display your art. This came in your startup kit. It's got the 2 slots, remember, that you slide together. So it creates this triangle, and these little feet here or loops is where you're going to slide your piece in. So put that on the ground or on the table, wherever it is. You put your piece in there, and now you can display your art. So I hope you enjoyed painting your large canvas. And if you and I will, excuse me, I lost my train of thought there. I look forward to painting with you again in the next project in your Joy Box. Bye, guys.